Now, for story number 2, in the battle spirit, right? We're talking about Drake versus Kendrick or Drake versus the Rap Avengers in the first story of the day, right? One of the greatest battles, biggest battles of all time was LL Cool J versus Canibus. There's a lot of people who feel like Drake is this generation's LL Cool J. Guy puts up crazy numbers, ladies love him, vicious on the microphone, vicious in the heat of battle. Well, we saw a huge battle in the 90s, and it was Canibus versus LL Cool J. Right? It's actually one of those battles that went down in history. Canibus and LL Cool J were on LL Cool J was on he had a track called 4321. And Canibus was the new artist up. Everyone was excited about Canibus. And Canibus makes a rhyme about borrowing the microphone on LL Cool J's arm. LL Cool J famously has a microphone on his arm. And from Canibus' standpoint, it was supposedly a, something out of homage, right? Something out of homage. Okay. LL Cool J didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. So it sparks a huge rap beef. And out of that beef, we get tracks. The Ripper Strikes Back from LL Cool J. We get second round knockout from Canibus. Like, this was a big, big deal. Big, big deal. Joe Budden was on, LL Cool J was on the Joe Budden podcast, and Joe Budden asked him why he dissed Canibus back then. Now, this story's been out there. It's probably most famously covered in the Beef series. I think it was in Beef 2, I'm thinking. So this is out there. But it's interesting hearing LL Cool J at this point in his life and his career talk about why he threw shots at Canibus on that. So here he is.
I have a hip-hop question that I always wanted to ask you.
Okay.
What was so wrong with Canibus's verse originally on 4321?
Nigga, you know it.
No, sir. Seriously, I only know the stories that I've heard.
Yeah, I can tell you easily. First of all, and I told somebody this a long time ago, he met me at a time in my life when I led with my ego. Straight up. Primarily. So when you come up to a guy, who's still territorial, and you say to him, oh, I'm gonna get a tattoo just like yours. I wasn't as mature as I am now. So instead of me saying, all right, shorty, go ahead. I ain't fucking like that. I did not like that shit. It bothered me. And I was like, no, you got to get your own. Get something like, and then he gets on the mic, L, is that a mic on your arm, lady body? And that was it. But in the verse, right. But it was based on our conversation. Right.
He was bad thing.
Yeah, it was based around our conversation.
That's us.
It was based around our conversation.
And then you let him have it.
You know what it goes back to? You know how in the hood back in the days? Yeah.
Talk about it.
Nigga, I told you. Like that guy. You know how back in the day, like, yo, nigga, I told you, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? And he caught me in that zone. He didn't really do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, look back.
I thought all these
No.
years.
I think you're right. But what are you gonna do? I mean,
What are you gonna do? He didn't really do nothing wrong. He said, yo, LL, I admire that tattoo on your arm. I think I might get one too. Says it in the track, and LL's like, nah. That's what this MC thing is. That's what this is. That's what hip hop is at its core. Every element has a ingrained level of competition. Big shout out to Rhymefest LA. I was at Rhymefest LA this weekend. It is the truest hip hop festival, one of the dopest hip hop festivals I've experienced. They had it at the LA Coliseum. And at this festival, they had all 4 elements represented on their own throughout the entire day. So there's an MC stage, there's a DJ stage, Qbert Rock, there was a graffiti village, and there was an area in the concourse that was the LA Breakers. I've got a dope video of a one-leg breaker doing power moves. It's crazy. I'll put that on here. Maybe I'll do a segment about Rhymefest LA. I probably should do that anyway. Point is, all of the level of competition was embodied in this festival. That's what hip hop is at its core. So you go up to LL Cool J in the 90s, you know what I mean? One of the top dudes ever, television, movies, MCing, came out in 85, probably the first young global celebrity in rap, arguably, you know what I mean? Probably the first sex symbol in rap, arguably, right? And here comes Canibus yo, man, I would like to have that microphone. It turned into a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And I love how LL Cool J said in retrospect, yeah, Canibus didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. Ego, it plays a big role in this thing. I give Drake a lot of credit. I give Drake a lot of credit for even stepping into this battle. He had a lot to lose. Now, I also think he had a lot to win if he could have taken out Kendrick. That would have been crazy. But like, ego played a big role in a lot of the things, in my opinion, that we've seen since that battle. Since that battle, I think ego's been going crazy over there. And it went crazy with LL Cool J. And, you know, it played out how it played out. Now, my thing with Canibus is I think he didn't reach his full potential because of that first album. He released his first album with Wyclef. Wyclef produced that first album. Canibus is a rugged MC. And Wyclef is most known for Caribbean rhythms. I think that's fair to say. But this is a funny clip right here. We have a clip right here of Canibus describing the first time that he met LL Cool J. Check this out.
First time I meet LL Cool J, right? No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that, man. Stop it.
Yo, shout out to L. Love you,
Stop
L.
it. He
Love
didn't do
you.
that. He didn't do that.
Right.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that.
Right.
He didn't do that. Now, I'm going to take this off because I didn't have this on when I met him, right? So watch this, right? You're L. I'm Canibus.
Right.
When we greet, however you feel, no, I'm L. You're Canibus.
Okay.
But however we greet, yeah. However we greet, just go along with it because this is how I really have my swim, my heartbeat, right?
Okay.
What up, baby? What up, baby? What's good, baby?
Oh.
Yeah, so yo, I hear you out there making some noise. You good with that though?
Right.
Huh?
I'm chilling.
You hot, you making it hot? What's up? I mean, what's up though? What you doing? Huh? See, you already acting weird. Look at you. See, whatever, man.
You think I'm acting weird?
Y'all niggas don't know.
I got a generation of uncles who used to do stuff like that. Just grip you up too much, with too much inflection. Sizing them up though, that's what that looks like. Now, LL Cool J again has been doing a lot of press around his upcoming album, The Force, which is coming out September 6th, if I'm not mistaken. There's another really interesting clip from the Joe Budden podcast. During this press run, LL Cool J was asked, who is on his Mount Rushmore of Def Jam? And he didn't put DMX, he didn't put Jay-Z, and there was a huge viral reaction to him not mentioning what I think a lot of us would view as definitely the top selling guys in the history of Def Jam. DMX is way up there. Jay-Z's got to be way up there. He reacts, he explains where he was coming from on the Joe Budden podcast. This is the ultimate flex to me.
Facing stuff that kept the lights on at certain periods of time. I know DMX is supremely talented. Used to kill a stage, sold a ton of records. I know Jay did a ton of stuff up there. I know that, you know, so many of them. I can name a zillion artists up there who did unbelievable shit up there. I'm very clear about that. But I also know that when I walked into Rick Rubin's dormitory, it was a fucking idea, bro. Like, you're trying to talk to me about guys that are popular. I watched this shit when it was a fucking idea on a post-it.
On yellow paper.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about the shit when it was on a post-it, bro. So
it's like, I don't think people necessarily appreciate how long ago 1985 was. 1985. That's what LL Cool J is talking about. He's talking about the early to mid 80s. That's how long LL Cool J has been rocking. He's talking about the inception of Def Jam when it was Rick Rubin in the NYU dorm room. So his perspective literally is the beginning. He has a Mount Rushmore type perspective. Listen to this.
It's two different conversations. The world is talking about who was the most popular. That's all they care about. Who's the most popular? Who was the richest? Who sold the most records? Who was exciting? I get that, and I respect it. I love it. But that's not what built the company. That's what expanded the company at a different point. That's like look at our Mount Rushmore. In the fucking country, who's on there?
Yeah, he good.
Yeah.
It's a great
Who's on there? They talk about Mount Rushmore, but then they want me to put, Bush on there. They want me to put Obama, but look at our Mount Rushmore. Who's on there? The bones of the country, not who came later.
Yeah.
And so people ask this question, and then when you answer the question accurately, they want to say, oh, no, well, Obama was considerably more impressive than this one. And of course I love Obama. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you see what I'm saying?
I get it for sure.
But the country, the Def Jam, the label was built by a key group of people.
Facts.
Like this is the Mount Rushmore. You didn't ask me who were the most commercially successful artists on the label. That wasn't the question. Because that's an obvious answer.
I'm not trying to be messy,
Go ahead.
but to understand what
Anytime anyone says they're not trying to be messy, they try to be messy.
he's saying is to understand why Kendrick don't give a fuck about none of that Drake shit. It's the exact same thing. Who disagrees?
I don't understand.
I'm trying to get the correlation of what you're saying.
correlation.
Doesn't care about what?
Black people? The Drake shit.
He said doesn't care about black people. Dog, I'm sorry. That the fact that came up in relation to Drake doesn't care about black people. It's so crazy to me. This battle changed things. I'm telling y'all.
Drake?
Yeah, like the culturally, Kendrick's culture point.
Got it.
To LL's We Are the Bones, this was an idea of
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I don't give a fuck about your popularity and everything that comes after that. I'm of
that
this.
Yeah.
Well, I respect the popularity. Listen, no one can respect popularity more than me, bro. And I say this with I had 10 platinum albums in a row. I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, bro. Like, you can't get more popular than that. I got Grammys, 11 nominations. Like, I understand popularity in and out. I got TV shows in 200 countries in the world. It's a $5 billion franchise.
pick it up.
I understand popularity. It's not that. The question was, what is the Mount Rushmore of Def Jam? Yeah. That is about the architects and the bones of the label. These other guys, and by the way, I actually respect these artists that came after on Def Jam. I'm not that guy. Listen, I introduced DMX to the world. You think I don't love DMX? Yeah. I put him on my song to introduce him to the fucking world.
That's true.
I put the guy on. You know what I'm saying?
Ultimate flex. LL Cool J, man. Icon Living. What's that song? Who made that song that I like? Jaden Smith. I'm just an icon living. That's LL Cool J. That is LL Cool J. 100%. Big shout out to LL. I went to his listening party for The Force during BET weekend. And it's a great album. I mean, it's a when you think about projects from legacy acts, doesn't get much more legacy than LL Cool J. Like this, LL and Q-Tip put together something really dope. So make sure you check that out in September. But that's LL Cool J on Canibus and on Def Jam's Mount Rushmore. I just love the way he talks about that point in time and his perspective on that, because I do agree with him. Most of the time we think about who sold the most records. We think about who's the most popular one way or the other. And truthfully, if you're saying a Mount Rushmore, there is a foundational connection to that metaphor, to that question. Now, if we do upgrade Mount Rushmore, our presidential Mount Rushmore, I think Obama should be on it. I will definitely say that. I think Obama should be on it if they upgrade it. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, and if you're looking forward to LL Cool J's album, and let me know what you guys think about LL Cool J versus Canibus. I'd love to play the tracks right now. I'd love to do a deep dive on this with the music. But those are two of the most popular songs in both of their catalogs. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel. Follow at The Company Man on everything. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all. You don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.